Another Ants on a Rock video. Welcome to the Ant Corner. I've had this Messor Barbarus queen since about Christmas time. I've really struggled to get her to lay any eggs, so for the last 6 weeks she's been sat in my cupboard in a different room to where I'd normally store my ants. This is my first chance in those whole 6 weeks to have a look at her. I've been putting it off, and I think I might have put it off a bit too long. So looking into the test tube, I see a very still queen ant. She's not moving much at all. This doesn't look good. The water's completely dry as well. But wait, there is movement. There we go. So then my next job is to get her and her first worker, which has emerged, into a new test tube with some fresh water. So I do that by simply attaching a second test tube with a little bit of blue tack. And honestly, it didn't take long, and she ran straight into the new one, along with the first worker. I was really excited to see this first worker because, like I said, I've struggled to even get her to lay any eggs. She's got a nice batch of eggs behind her as well, so things are looking bright for this Messor Barbarus queen. Now I left her like this with the blue tack attached to the other test tube for about 5 minutes. When I came back, she had already moved. The eggs had been moved, the worker had moved, and I could quite happily take away the other test tube. And as you can see, now the queen, the worker, and her batch of eggs are in the new test tube filled with fresh water. So they'll be going back into the box and back into the cupboard. They do have a supply of pre-crushed seeds in there, just to last them a few more weeks. I really want that other bit of food to develop more before I start disturbing them. There's one worker, but one worker's going to survive fine in there. Now, on to my next Messor Barbarus colony. I received this colony with a nest I bought a while back. I'll put a link in the description to that video below. The colony is slightly larger, consisting of about 6 to 10 majors and around 30 workers and a queen. As I said, they are Messor Barbarus, so they require seeds as the harvester ant species. So you can see there's a nice pile of seeds there, and currently one worker out foraging. There's also some of the ant lady's cotton candy, sugar, water stuff on a bit of tinfoil there in the middle. They really enjoy this as well, and I do provide protein once a week for this colony. As you can see, I've added in a second test tube. This is because their first test tube has started to dry out. It's really important to maintain that moisture level within the test tube, as they need moisture for the brood development. In the larva stage, they require more of a moist setting, and when they pupate, they will be moved to a drier setting. This is all part of the way ants self-regulate, and I find it super interesting. So there's not a lot to say about this colony at the moment. They're still expanding in numbers, and they've got a nice power brood inside of the test tube. Although I'm very reluctant to have a look, as I am with all of my colonies, I would rather not look inside the nest if I don't have to. I don't feel that having a look and disturbing them is justifiable to just satisfy my needs of knowing. I would rather leave them to it, knowing that I haven't disturbed them, and I probably haven't disrupted the process of laying eggs and brood development. As you can see, they do come out and forage, but they do spend most of their time in the test tube still. Even though they're getting to be quite a larger colony now. Not really large, but once you hit the 50 worker mark, I would expect to see a lot more activity. But each ant colony is different. So just a little update today. See you again, ant fans.